In a quiet corner of the world, where morning dew shines like diamonds and sunlight dances through whispering leaves, lies a secret forest known as Wonder Wood. Many have walked its outer paths, but few have found the heart of its magic. One bright morning, a curious little girl named Liora Bloomfield wandered into this forest, following the soft hum of golden light that seemed to call her name. The air shimmered with enchantment, and even the trees leaned closer to listen to her footsteps. Liora's eyes sparkled with wonder, unaware that she was about to open a door that led to dreams beyond imagination. The story of Wonder Wood begins here, where nature breathes, magic listens, and every leaf tells a story waiting to unfold. At the edge of a quiet little village, where daisies danced with the breeze, there stood an ancient oak tree with a wooden door hidden in its trunk. Most people passed it by, thinking it was just an old carving, but one curious girl named Liora Bloomfield always felt something special about it. She often peeked at the shimmering vines curling around the door's frame, whispering softly like tiny voices. Her curly brown hair bounced as she leaned closer, noticing the faint glow of golden dust beneath the keyhole. Who lives in there, she wondered, her big blue eyes sparkling with curiosity. One sunny morning, when the forest smelled like honey and adventure, the door decided to open. Liora was no ordinary girl, she carried wonder wherever she went. She loved asking questions that even grown-ups couldn't answer, like why raindrops sparkle or how trees know when to bloom. Her laughter could make birds forget their songs just to listen. She always wore her favorite white dress with pink lace, believing it was her lucky exploring outfit. Her shoes were soft brown, perfect for tiptoeing through meadows and mossy roots. That morning, as sunlight spilled over her curls, she felt the forest calling her name softly, Liora, come and see. Her heart raced, both nervous and thrilled, as she stepped closer to the oak door. The door creaked gently, glowing brighter with every heartbeat. Vines stretched upward like ribbons, revealing patterns of stars, acorns, and moonlight etched into the wood. "Welcome, little dreamer," whispered a voice that sounded like both wind and song. Startled, Liora looked around, but no one was there. Then she noticed a golden acorn hanging beside the handle, swaying gently even though there was no wind. "Are you magic?" she asked, her voice trembling with delight. The acorn jingled once, and with a shimmer of light, the door opened wide. Beyond it stretched a world of colors that didn't seem real, soft, glowing, and full of promise. The moment Liora stepped through the doorway, the world changed completely. The ground beneath her feet shimmered like morning dew, and the trees seemed to hum gentle lullabies. Butterflies with crystal wings fluttered past, leaving trails of glitter behind. Flowers turned their faces toward her, whispering greetings in voices softer than whispers. The sunlight here was different, golden and liquid, dripping through the leaves like honey. A breeze lifted the hem of her white dress, carrying the scent of sugar blossoms. "Oh, Milo would have loved this," she murmured, thinking of her cat back home. But something told her she wasn't alone. From the golden branches above, a tiny acorn dropped and bounced at Liora's feet. Before she could pick it up, it sprouted tiny arms and legs, blinking up at her with big green eyes. "Hello," it chirped. "I'm Pip the Acorn Guide, and I've been waiting for you." Liora gasped, crouching down in surprise. "You can talk?" she asked in awe. Pip puffed up proudly. "Of course. Everything talks here, even the clouds sometimes." He brushed off a speck of dirt from his little cap and smiled. "You've entered Wonder Wood, the land of stories, laughter, and light. And you, my dear, have been chosen for something marvelous." Liora tilted her head curiously. "Chosen for what?" Pip twirled his leafy arms. "The great glow of wonder is fading," he explained solemnly. "It keeps our world alive, makes the trees sing, the flowers dance, and the dreams sparkle. But someone has stolen the spark seeds that power it. Liora's eyes widened. That sounds terrible. Can I help? Pip nodded eagerly. That's why the door opened for you. Only a heart pure with curiosity and kindness can restore the glow. Liora felt a flutter in her chest, a mix of courage and excitement. Then show me where to begin, she said brightly. Pip led her down a glowing trail lined with whispering vines that giggled whenever she brushed against them. The trees leaned close, murmuring stories about stars that fell asleep on their branches. Liora listened intently, her eyes wide with amazement. Every step she took left tiny footprints of light that faded into petals. You really belong here, Pip said softly, glancing back. Wonderwood likes you. The forest began to open into a clearing where a gentle pond reflected the sky like a mirror. But instead of clouds, there were floating lights, each one shaped like a dream. That's where your first quest begins, Pip whispered. The pond was breathtaking, silver water rippling under a sky that looked painted with dawn. Tiny dream lights hovered above it, flickering sadly. They're fading, Pip murmured. Without the spark seeds, the dreams can't stay alive. Liora knelt beside the water, her reflection shimmering in 7 colors. Maybe they just need hope, she said softly. She cupped her hands and dipped them into the pond, sending ripples of light spreading outward. The dream lights began to hum, drawn to her warmth. One by one, they touched her fingertips and glowed brighter. You're doing it! Pip cried joyfully. You're giving them back their wonder. As the last dream light returned to full glow, the pond rippled and revealed something sparkling at its center, a small golden seed. It floated toward Liora, landing gently in her palm. The first spark seed! Pip exclaimed. You did it, Liora. She held it close, feeling warmth spread through her chest. The forest seemed to sigh in relief, and the colors around her brightened. Birds began to sing, and petals swirled through the air. That wasn't so hard, Liora smiled. Pip grinned mischievously. Just wait until the next challenge. The trail ahead began to shimmer again, leading deeper into the glowing woods. Soon, they reached a giant tree covered in silver bells instead of leaves. The melody tree! Pip whispered in awe. But it's silent. The air felt heavy with sadness. Liora stepped forward and placed her hand on the trunk. It was cool, smooth, and trembling slightly. Why aren't you singing? She asked gently. A deep sigh came from the branches. My songs were stolen by the wind witch, the tree rumbled softly. Without them, I cannot call the rain or wake the dawn. Liora frowned thoughtfully. Then I'll find your songs and bring them back. The bells above her chimed faintly, as if hopeful again. Pip warned her about the wind witch's tricks. She loves riddles and illusions, he said nervously. Stay brave. The air grew colder as they entered a swirling maze of silver mist. The wind whispered taunts and laughter, twisting the path every few steps. Liora held Pip's hand tightly, her curls flying around her face. Show yourself! She called boldly. The wind whooshed into the shape of a woman with swirling hair made of storm clouds. A child, she hissed. You dare enter my maze? Liora stood tall. I'm not afraid of your tricks. I came to bring back what you stole. The wind witch smiled slyly. Then solve my riddle. The witch's eyes sparkled like lightning. I am not seen but can move mountains. I sing yet have no mouth. I can destroy or soothe. What am I? Liora thought hard. Pip whispered nervously, don't say storm, that's her. Liora smiled faintly. You are the wind itself, she said confidently, but you've forgotten your gentle side. The witch froze, her form flickering like smoke. "You, remember me," she murmured. Slowly, her stormy eyes softened. "Perhaps I have been too harsh." With a wave of her hand, she released a swirl of glowing musical notes. "Take them, little one. The world needs more harmony than anger." The stolen songs swirled around Liora, wrapping her in soft melodies that sparkled with every note. The air brightened as the mist cleared, revealing a path of starlight leading back to the melody tree. "You did it again!" Pip cheered, leaping into her arms. When they returned, the silver bells chimed joyfully, each one singing a different tune. The forest danced to the music, and raindrops fell like crystal laughter. A second golden seed floated down from the highest branch, landing in Liora's hand. "2 spark seeds," she said proudly. Pip smiled, "Only one more, and the great glow will shine again." Their journey led them to a darker part of Wonderwood where sunlight dimmed and strange shadows moved between the trees. "This is where the last spark seed lies," Pip whispered nervously. "But it's guarded by the Shadow Keeper." Liora felt her heartbeat quicken. The air here was thick and quiet, and even the flowers were grey. Still, she walked forward, clutching the 2 seeds close. "If this forest trusted me before, it will trust me again," she said. Suddenly, a deep voice echoed, "Why disturb my peace, little light?" A tall figure of darkness rose before them, shaped like a man but made of mist. The Shadow Keeper's eyes glowed faintly silver. "The last spark seed can be yours," he said, "but only if you face what frightens you most." Liora swallowed hard. Around her, the darkness thickened until it took shape and there stood a shadow version of herself, crying and afraid. Pip hid behind her shoe. "What if I fail?" she whispered. Her shadow echoed back, "What if you're not enough?" For a moment, Liora trembled, then she reached out and hugged her shadow. "It's okay to be scared," she said softly. The shadow shimmered, then disappeared into light. The forest sighed with relief. The Shadow Keeper nodded approvingly. "You have conquered fear with kindness. Few ever do." From his palm appeared the 3rd golden seed, glowing brighter than the others. Liora accepted it with a bow, feeling warmth spread through her hands. "The great glow awaits," he said before fading into silver mist. Pip danced around her feet, squeaking, "You did it! You really did it!" The forest brightened around them as the dark flowers turned back to color. "Let us go home," Liora smiled. "Wonderwood needs its light." The path ahead sparkled like a river of stars, leading them back to the heart of the forest. They reached a great clearing where the sky opened up like a window of gold. In the center stood a giant crystal tree glowing faintly, the heart of Wonderwood. "That's where the spark seeds belong," Pip said softly. Liora placed the 3 seeds at the tree's roots, and for a moment, nothing happened. Then, light exploded outward, painting the forest in waves of color: pinks, greens, blues, and golds that danced like living ribbons. The ground hummed, and laughter echoed through every leaf. Pip cheered, spinning in delight. "You did it, Liora! The great glow lives again." The once quiet trees now shimmered with joy. Streams sparkled like melted diamonds, and clouds of butterflies filled the air. The melody tree sang its loudest song yet, joined by the laughter of the wind. Liora twirled in her white dress, her curls bouncing as golden petals fell from above. Every creature of Wonderwood, foxes with glowing tails, birds with glassy wings, and even the flowers gathered around her. "You brought back our joy," they said together, their voices harmonizing beautifully. Pip bowed proudly beside her. "You're the true guardian of wonder now," he whispered. From the crystal tree's branches, a vine of golden flowers curled down and gently placed itself upon Liora's head. It became a glowing crown that shimmered with every heartbeat. The forest cheered, and beams of light rose into the sky like fireworks of color. "Guardian Liora," Grand Root's ancient voice echoed softly from the earth below, "you have restored balance through kindness and courage. Wonderwood shall forever remember your heart." Liora smiled through happy tears, feeling warmth all around her. "Thank you for believing in me," she whispered. Pip nodded. The forest always knows a true friend. When morning came, the golden door reappeared at the edge of the clearing. "It's time to go home," Pip said sadly. Liora looked around at the glowing trees and the creatures waving from behind the flowers. Her heart ached at the thought of leaving. "Will I see you again?" she asked. Pip smiled. "Wonderwood is part of you now. Whenever you laugh, dream, or help someone smile, a little magic will shine again." Liora hugged him tightly, feeling his tiny heart beat fast. "Goodbye, Pip," she whispered as she stepped through the golden door. When she opened her eyes, Liora was standing in the same meadow as before, sunlight falling softly through the trees. The wooden door was gone, but a faint glow lingered on her fingertips. Her white dress still sparkled faintly with golden dust. She ran home, her curls bouncing, eager to tell her family everything. But when she arrived, her mother smiled knowingly. "You were gone only a moment," she said gently. Liora blinked in surprise. A moment it felt like forever. That night, as she drifted to sleep, she swore she heard faint laughter from the trees outside. Days passed, and wherever Liora walked, tiny glowing flowers began to bloom behind her. The villagers noticed and started calling her the girl of golden footsteps. Children followed her, laughing as petals fluttered around them. Liora never told them about Wonderwood, but she planted a little garden near the oak tree, filled with the most colorful flowers she could find. Every night, she whispered to them about her adventures, and sometimes, just sometimes, the petals seemed to shimmer with faint replies. Wonderwood's magic had followed her home. One peaceful night, as the moon bathed her garden in silver light, Liora saw a tiny sparkle on one of her flowers. It grew brighter until a familiar voice whispered, "Thank you, Guardian." She gasped. It was Pip. His tiny image flickered in the moonlight, smiling. "The great glow still shines, thanks to you," he said. "Wonderwood blooms stronger than ever." Liora beamed, whispering back, "Tell everyone I miss them." Pip winked. "They already know." Then he vanished, leaving behind a single golden acorn glowing on her windowsill. As the years passed, stories spread through the village of a magical girl who once talked to flowers and brought light to the woods. Children would sneak to the old oak tree, hoping to see the golden door appear again. Some said that if you listened closely, you could still hear faint singing from within the trunk. Liora grew older but never lost her sparkle. She wrote stories for children about kindness, courage, and laughter, tales that carried the spirit of Wonderwood. Her heart never stopped glowing, even in the quietest nights. And so, Wonderwood lived on, not just in a hidden forest, but in every heart that believed in magic and goodness. The golden door still appears sometimes, but only to those who dream with open hearts. If you ever walk in a forest and feel a warm glow, or hear trees humming softly, perhaps you've found the edge of Wonderwood. Remember Liora Bloomfield, the girl with curls, courage, and endless wonder, for her light still guides the path. And maybe, just maybe, the door will open for you one day too. And so, Liora Bloomfield's heart carried the song of Wonderwood forever. Every morning, the little tree she planted shimmered with the same golden light she had found beyond the enchanted door. She learned that magic isn't far away, it lives in kindness, courage, and the curiosity to see beauty where others see ordinary. The whispers of the forest still reach her window, reminding her that wonder never fades, it simply waits for those who believe. And perhaps, somewhere deep within the world, the door to Wonderwood still glows, waiting for the next dreamer to step inside.